The idea of owning a home felt like a pipe dream.
That's BECU member Leandra talking about her home buying experience.
So we went to BECU where I met our mortgage advisor, Lauren, and she was like, this is what we're going to do. This is how you buy a home.
As a not-for-profit credit union, BECU helps members find the right home loan to meet their needs. Learn more at becu.org/home loans. BECU, power in people. Equal Housing Opportunity Lender, NMLS ID 490518. Members were compensated for participation.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
A driver in Florida thought that he had a brilliant way to get through rush hour traffic, but it wasn't so brilliant.
What did he do, Mike?
Give you the whole story at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Coming up at 5:50, we will do your headlines. In the meantime, if we made it to the weekend and drink it time.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve at Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. Before we get there, one last text regarding things you miss about childhood, being an adult, and I think all of us will agree. Doing an activity and not being sore for the next week. To be able to get out of bed without screaming at the top of your lungs because you made the effort to sit up.
Yeah.
Oh! You okay? Yeah, I just woke up, that's all.
My nephew would say, I'm going to play 18 holes and then go to baseball practice. I was like,
oh my God.
How are you going to do that, man?
Are you superhuman? Today, Ted, you'll appreciate this. We toast the Seattle Seawolves. That is Seattle's professional rugby team. Now, for some perspective, the Seawolves won the Major League Rugby Championship in 2018. But you see, they're badasses, so they decided to do it again in 2019.
Back to back.
Then COVID killed the 2020 season. And then last year, guess what? Yeah, some punk-ass team out of L.A. won. And the reason I call them punk-asses, this is not sour grapes, they're not badasses. That's why they're not playing in this year's championship. But you know who is? The Seawolves are. Now, just to know, Paul, if you're listening, Paul, you know who you are. They play tomorrow at 9 a.m. on Fox. This is a national broadcast.
Man. Right, tomorrow.
Another local Seattle team, dude. They've been dominant since the league started for the most part. And Ted, you must be a good luck charm. You were there, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, for the first round of the playoffs. And we got to give a shout out to our
Could you start going to Mariners games? I mean, I'll buy you tickets for the rest of it.
I'm going next
Friday. I'll buy you tickets for the rest of it.
We got to give a shout out to Rucky, the Seawolf.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Rucky, man. Just quick side note, I won't go down this whole wormhole about Rucky. I still appreciate you grabbing my trash cans during the strike, brother. That was huge of you.
Yeah, and honestly, I went to a Seawolves game this year. Next season in the spring, go to their games. Ton of fun, awesome crowd, good time.
Right. My kid loves rugby. He doesn't play, but when he watches it, man, he is all about it.
Yeah, you can hear the thud.
Yeah, I don't think his mother's so excited that he likes it quite the way I am, but that's a discussion for another day. In the meantime, we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. You know it's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault.
Come on.
And a heat and sun-inspired Bad Choice Friday 80s for tomorrow. And today was beautiful. Sunday's
Hell yeah.
even hotter than that. So we put up a loving spoonful. And Summer in the City against Glenn Fry. And the heat is on. Mike, how was the voting?
It was pretty clear there, Miles, and you said it yourself. We're getting up to 80s, which means that the heat is on. Glenn Fry for a Bad Choice
He wins
Friday.
it, huh? Wow. Here's your winner on
Sounds
Bad
not
Choice
good.
Friday. Yeah. You're listening to the Men's Room 99.9 KISW, Seattle.
Nobody likes keeping track of a wallet full of credit cards with complicated rewards categories. And BECU members like Heather don't have to.
With this card, I don't really spend a lot of time thinking about it. I just use it and pay it. It's pretty simple.
Keep things simple with the Cashback Visa from BECU. No more confusing categories, no more blackout dates. Just 1.5% cash back on every purchase. BECU. Power in people. Member compensated for participation. Cash advances and cash-like transactions do not qualify as purchases. Contact BECU at 800-233-2328 for current product and rate information.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Now for all TV news all time for TV Time with 10.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the men's room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today. Seth Meyers.
Seth Meyers.
The Jimmies.
Kimmel Fallon.
Writers.
Who?
Or Ted Smith.
And now, because you're pathetic.
Is it Ted? Or is it late night?
Here's Mike on the title. Always got that teams and talents and writers something 12 of monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom? Or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
Sun's getting everybody.
It is.
Netflix has officially confirmed that they are adding a cheaper version of their service that has ads. A cheaper Netflix with ads, and they're going to call it Hulu.
Does Hulu have ads?
They have different versions.
Okay. I have Hulu.
The other platforms have different versions.
Okay, I have Hulu. I don't know that I watch anything on Hulu. I'm going to say
Watch Pam and
Seth
Tommy.
Meyers.
I'm going to say Fallon.
Fallon.
Netflix officially confirmed that they're going to add a cheaper version of their service that has ads. A cheaper Netflix with ads, and they're going to call it Hulu.
Some of my friends get annoyed because sometimes you're watching videos on YouTube or whatever. They're like, let's just skip it. I go, I watch the commercials.
Oh, my son thinks it's insane. Because he watches YouTube all the time, all the different crap, right? And so an ad will come on, and the ads on YouTube are like 30 seconds, man.
That's it.
It's not even like a commercial break where you go on for 6 minutes. It's like 30 seconds, and he's like, oh, my God, I can't. I was like, oh, my God, dude. Seriously.
I just watch it because that's how I make my livelihood.
You know what? That's a good goddamn point.
Right?
He also refuses to watch the introduction to any show.
It depends on the theme song.
I want to watch the recap. Just because
he'll watch the recap. But once he goes to the intro,
okay.
Poof.
Due to a seed shortage, mustard could be in short supply this summer. Luckily, every parent still has a barrel in the fridge they bought from Costco in 1997.
Writers.
Fallon.
Due to a seed shortage, mustard could be in short supply this summer. Luckily, every parent still has a barrel in the fridge that they bought from Costco in 1997, so we're going to be all right.
Authorities in Oklahoma arrested an employee at a fast food restaurant in Florida. Oh, Jesus. In Oklahoma, this week after a customer found a small bag of meth with their order when they had clearly ordered a large.
Ted Smith. Well, I'm not sure where that was. I'm going to say nobody.
It's Myers.
Authorities in Oklahoma arrested an employee at a fast food restaurant this week after a customer found a small bag of crystal meth with their order when they had clearly ordered a large.
Excuse me, I mixed up meth use in Oklahoma and Florida.
Come on, man, get it right. Only both of them are known for that.
In sports news, now that Stephen Curry and the Warriors have won the NBA title, Curry's fourth, the conversation has started if he is the GOAT or the greatest of all time. But does anybody ever wonder who the GOAT of GOATs is? Yes. Yeah, it's me. Who is the greatest GOAT of all time?
Who's the famous GOAT?
Bill.
Who the hell is Bill?
The mascot for Navy.
Okay. All right.
You might be right. Billy Goat Gruff?
Who's Billy Goat Gruff?
He was like an insurance.
You don't remember Billy Goat Gruff? Wasn't that part of a nursery rhyme or something? Like Billy Goat?
Billy Goat Gruff, he had big stuff. All the sheep said...
No,
his
Billy
first
Goat
job,
Gruff
he got
was when
the
they were
fluff.
crossing the bridge with the troll underneath.
Yes.
I like it. I like it rough.
I'm just saying, like, if you think about sheep, you have, like, lamb chop.
Right? Probably the top
I just
sheep.
don't know if there's famous goats.
Sheep. What was the mattress company? Remember they...
Sealy.
Yeah.
But that's sheep, man. It's not a goat.
I know. Well, we moved to sheep, Mike.
Well, I'm just saying, there's no famous goats because goats suck. Most famous goat is Curry Goat. Toyota is recalling their
Steph Curry Goat. Would you try a dish called Steph Curry Goat?
100%.
In Jamaica, yes.
100%. Toyota is recalling all their electric SUVs because there's a risk of the wheels falling off when it's being driven. Toyota has told the owners to drop off their cars to be fixed, and the owners were like, can you come to us?
Seth Meyers.
Fallon. That's Fallon.
You guys hear about this? Toyota is recalling all of their new electric SUVs because there's a risk that all of the wheels are falling off while being driven. Toyota told the owners, drop off your car to be fixed. And the owner's like, how about, can you come to us? I mean, what?
So there was a guy on America's Got Talent the other day, which is arguably the best show of the summer. America's Got Talent. You ever watch it, Miles?
I have not.
It's
That's
awesome.
one where people do everything.
Correct. There's all different talents. Like Thurl's talked about, like he got sucked into it. Like it's one of the
one where Howard was a judge for a while.
For a while.
He was. Yeah.
Okay,
he was on there. Howie Mandel's on there.
Howie Mandel is still
Klum.
there. Heidi Klum, Simon Cowell.
Klum.
I don't freaking know. And Sofia Vergara. Yeah, she helps. We got sucked into the show. My wife and I were watching something. I think it was last summer or 2 summers ago. But the kids walk into the living room. Whatever we're watching was not age appropriate for them. CAGT just put it on, right? They're fine. They started watching it. Then we started watching it. Then I'm like, well, I'm glad he made it. Well, I want to see how he does next week. And I can't believe. And now we're sucked the hell in.
No, it's a good show. That's what I'm saying. Like
it's better than I thought it
dancing,
was.
singing, all that kind of stuff. But there's also just weird stuff and contortionists.
It's like my grandfather. They got dancing. They got singing. There's all kinds of crazy lights. It's a hoedown, kids.
It's a good time.
Oh my goodness,
you'll love it, man.
It really is. God, and I hate to say it, but it is.
So
it's a hootenanny is what they call it.
They had a contestant on, and he was talking about how to do celebrity impressions.
I can teach you how to do Ryan Reynolds, but first you have to do Jim Carrey's voice. Just imagine yourself as a giant Canadian bird. Hi there, judges. I have some voices for you. Take that Canadian bird down to a sexy whisper, and you have Ryan Reynolds. I have some voices for you, judges. I hope you enjoy them. Okay, here's how to do Seth Rogen's voice. Take Santa Claus's laugh. Ho, ho, ho. Now imagine Santa Claus eats a different kind of cookie. This is a crazy job. I just slide down chimneys and I deliver packages to kids and eat their cookies. Now you can do that.
That's actually pretty good.
Well, and you always do it when we want you to do Casey Kasem, right? Don't you always start with Droopy Dog?
Yeah, Droopy Dog, and then it used to be Johnny Carson, but I can't remember what Johnny Carson said.
Come on, channel.
Johnny
Give us
Carson,
some
Johnny
Casey
Carson.
All right, tonight we got a couple of very special guests. And then Droopy Dog was here. Droopy Dog is lower. And then in the middle of it, you get Casey Kasem with American Top 40. Heard right here on great stations like 99.9 KISW in Seattle.
The only Carson I could do is that's some wild and wacky stuff.
That is right. Yes.
Ed McMahon. I almost said Vince.
Vince McMahon. Yeah. Hell of a sight.
Ed's been gone so long.
I will say, I used to watch a lot of older shows and reruns, and I want to say Chips. As my brother loved Chips, California Highway Patrol. Mm-hmm. The movie sucked. Nobody
that
went
seems
to see
like
it.
a show that could be brought back, doesn't it? In a weird way?
Remember they made the movie, nobody went to see it.
No, but if they redid it for network TV.
Yeah, here's my issue. I never watched Chips in its regular run.
I sure as hell did.
All right, so it was that popular.
It was massive. Yeah, absolutely.
I feel, I don't know. You know what? They remake everything. Screw it. Remake it.
Well, you could just use the action cameras from actual, just do cops of people getting pulled over.
Well, they already
California.
have that. It's live PD.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Yeah, they just brought that show back.
Okay.
I always remember the episode. It was a two-parter, man.
Ed McMahon was on an episode of Chips, I believe. That's my point.
But Eric Estrada, he was the good-looking guy. He was the guy.
Yeah.
And somebody...
Poncherella.
I don't know. Right. Poncherella. I don't know what the people did, but they managed to get away from Chips. And they were on the ferry that is now leaving the dock. And the cops were so disappointed. But Eric Estrada, Ted, Eric Estrada doesn't play there. All right? He's a lawman. He's not going to let these guys get away. It doesn't matter. The ferry's like 50 feet offshore now. And they're like looking at the cops with that look that says, we got you. Eric Estrada, he takes his motorcycle and he revs that bitch up. Now, luckily, this particular dock also has a built-in ramp. I don't know why, but he goes down. He takes that ramp and you see his motorcycle crash on that ferry. Well, you got to wait till next week to find out if he's okay. Turns out he was.
So everybody remembers Ponch.
Yeah. Larry Wilcox was the other guy. John.
Damn it. I knew that one.
I
Larry
know.
Wilcox.
I knew you were going to ask me. Larry Wilcox. He was John.
Legend.
The legend of John.
If people have never seen Chips, it's very specific. It shows like, like them getting on the highway and this and that. So it always was like John, whatever his last name, then it's like Larry. So it's hard to forget his name. Because it's just in there. That's a good theme song. That one I wouldn't skip the
Which one was that? The dan, 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 dan. Okay, got it. Mike, can you find the Chips theme song? People need to hear this if they haven't heard it. Because I remember it kind of had that late 70s, early 80s.
And remember, it would start as the show was still going.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's got the energy going, Ted. I was there.
My mom always tells a story, too, if she got isotoner gloves once for Christmas.
Dan Marino.
Yeah.
Well, Punch wore them, too, man.
So then she caught my brother in the bathroom with the gloves on. Using the...
There it is, Chips theme.
What do you mean, he was using the bathroom in your mom's glove?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. Feel it, Mike. Makes you want to dance.
That's a solid bass line, dude.
Hell yeah. Take it for a walk.
I'm going to walk that bass line.
Just keep it going. I'll read other stories. Netflix also wants to show you how to build a sex room in your house.
Damn right. All right. It's an Aussie weekend.
Premiering on July 8th, the show we've all been waiting for. How to build a sex room.
Thank God.
Shoo-wee. How's that not on HGTV?
Shouldn't that be Drew Carey's job to tell us how to do that?
Well, she's the Mary Poppins of sex rooms.
I don't know that that's the two you want to mesh together. The Mary Poppins.
I'm not sure that they know. I'm not sure they know the cost of real estate in Seattle. Yeah, I got a 2-bedroom apartment, man. It's just me and my sex room.
Right.
I grow weed in there, and I got like whips and stuff.
I just like the idea that I'm sitting around. I have a home. We've got a room we want to dedicate to the sex room.
Just sex.
But we got to wait for Netflix to put its show on TV. Like, we haven't inquired anywhere. We haven't talked to anybody down at Lovers.
We just have this empty room.
Right?
Yeah, we want it to be a sex room.
We want to build.
We just
don't have a lot of space in your house.
I do. We don't have a sex. I said the sex room is the guest bedroom.
You can't say
parents are upstairs.
2 kids and a dog.
I know. I thought I was a puking dog.
You can't check that box off on Zillow. I'm looking for a home with a sex room. And a pool.
You can on other sites just to rent, though.
And that is true.
Oh, really? Can you?
No.
Oh, like I'm in. I'll try one out. I can't afford one.
It's called Air S&M.
Right.
Is that a camera? No.
Oh, no. By the way, can you guess the name? Larry Wilcox's character on Chips?
John.
Guess the last
what
name?
is his last name?
All right. Now, somebody put it up here to the right. It is also a profession. It would be a culinary type of profession.
John Cook.
Nope.
John Chef.
No.
John Waiter.
No.
John Busboy.
No.
John Front of House.
No.
John Waiter.
More on the cooking end.
John Sue.
No, John
Fryer.
Who's the guy who's the person in between who kind of
John Runner.
John Expediter.
John Plater.
John Dishwasher.
It's John goddamn Baker.
Oh, John Baker.
John Baker, goddamn it.
They don't show up at that restaurant. They order from someplace.
I gotta admit, though, it's pretty impressive. Mike Miles and I named every job.
John Expediter.
Right.
John Barback.
John Drug Dealer.
John Dishwasher.
John Sue is like the sous chef.
Right.
We tried.
John Baker. Jesus Christ.
John Prep Chef.
That is ridiculous. All right. There's some good stuff on this weekend.
You went for the more common nicknames.
Let's see. Tonight, if you want to watch some hockey, you have Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals. It's the Avalanche hosting the Tampa Bay Lightning.
If you want to watch hockey, that's your option. That's it.
Tomorrow morning, as we said, on Fox, Big Fox, not Fox Sports, 9 a.m., you have the Major League Rugby Final. The Seattle Seawolves taking on Rugby.
Come on.
Go Seawolves.
Yeah.
Together we hunt.
Yeah.
I like that term. Also, if you're a nerd like me, the College World Series, the final 2 teams are in there. That's
Who is it? Is it
Oklahoma and Ole Miss.
Oh, okay.
So, wow. Okay.
That's they play, it's a 3-game series if necessary, right? There's 2 games Saturday, game Sunday. If it's 1-1, then they'll play Monday to figure that out. The SEC is ridiculous, by the way. I saw a stat today. They've had a team in the College World Series final like 13 in the last 14 years.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's unreal. And then, I was going to say, also tomorrow at noon, you got your Sounders taking on Sporting Kansas City. Should be a nice day. Get out there and go Sounders, go Seawolves. Have a great weekend.
Hey, Ted, we appreciate it. You are listening to The Men's Room.
Nobody likes keeping track of a wallet full of credit cards with complicated rewards categories. And BECU members like Heather don't have to.
With this card, I don't really spend a lot of time thinking about it. I just use it and pay it. It's pretty simple.
Keep things simple with the Cashback Visa from BECU. No more confusing categories, no more blackout dates. Just 1.5% cash back on every purchase. BECU. Power in people. Member compensated for participation. Cash advances and cash-like transactions do not qualify as purchases. Contact BECU at 800-233-2328 for current product and rate information.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Japanese man goes out for a drink, loses a memory stick with info on 500,000 people. Oops. Meanwhile, a Texas mom leaves kid in the car for over 2 hours while she gambled, which is not cool. Idaho family comes home to discover the roof is gone. Woman who stole thousands of dollars of records will dance until dawn. And in Florida, authorities are called to remove a landmine on a beach. It is time for your headline.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my cop.
At a top story, we go to Florida, where someone was just done with traffic. Dashcam footage made the rounds online of someone that had the brilliant way of getting by it all, simply by driving on the sidewalk to get through the stoppage.
Well, to be fair, that's when the people were walking to also avoid traffic.
Right. This also caught the attention of a nearby officer who stopped the driver and gave him a hefty ticket for his actions. Which we were talking about it earlier, that he only got a ticket because he wasn't flying down the sidewalk.
I mean, he was driving as carefully down the sidewalk as one could drive on the sidewalk.
But, bro, you're on the road. Once you're on the road, you're kind of slave to the traffic conditions.
Traffic sucks. No doubt about it.
That's why there's different apps out there. They're like, hey, to avoid this slowdown, you might go around this way.
Got killed yesterday. There was an accident at Mercer on 5.
Okay.
Closed on 3 late, but it happened like 4 minutes before we're done with the show.
Oh.
So we don't realize it's happened. I'm headed north. I was like, oh, my God. So the Uber driver, and Uber has this weird policy, not the drivers themselves, but Uber, they don't want the drivers to deviate from the GPS, right? For whatever reason. Okay, man, because I told him the express lanes are here. He goes, no, I gotta follow the Uber rules. I go, I get it. We get on the entrance ramp and come to an immediate stop. When we got to the first exit, which, by the way, Ted, would have been the exit to go to your old place, we made it that far. It took 20 minutes. He's like, hey, man, if I take this exit, can you get me to the express lanes? I'm like, yeah. Yes, I can.
Matter of fact, I can.
Got home in 9 minutes.
Traffic's a reality, man. Sorry, you don't get to just break the rules to get by it because you've really got to get there right now. Right. In other news, over in Idaho, a family is looking for any and all help with a pretty devastating situation. A woman came home to find that the roof had been removed from her house and was covered in a massive blue tarp.
Thank you.
There was no other explanation for the situation other than a note that was left by the responsible contractor informing her that there had been a miscommunication and her roof was removed by mistake. They went to the wrong house.
Do you ever live beside
Blue tarp guy?
Blue tarp on the roof guy for 4 or 5 years.
How about 8?
Seen them.
I have for 2 years of my life, and I was like, are you ever going to... He'd buy a new car.
Sure.
Or a new boat. Wouldn't fix the roof.
Yeah.
This was in Anne Arundel County.
I know, I've had 8 years of blue tarp roof. We bought the house, noticed the house, and thought, well, obviously they're getting it fixed. That was what I thought. 8 years on, I'm like, they are not getting that fixed. That is...
Maybe a blue tarp is the best solution. It's a 50-year guarantee.
Right?
Maybe a lifetime shingle. I don't know.
Easy fix, to fix it just cost you $50 at the McClendon's.
Yeah.
I would just think after a while, it's got to leak in the house.
Right?
That's what I keep saying.
Or you're right. That's what you're saying. Maybe blue tarps are that good.
Basing it on observation. I agree with you, Ted, but so far the evidence says even if it does, it ain't so bad that after 8 years you're going to...
Moss won't grow on it like shingles, and destroy that.
One problem that this
woman
said that she had was that her kids did no longer want to sleep upstairs in their rooms because of the horrible mildew smell. There is mold that is developing up there. There is a moisture issue.
That house is gone then.
Insulation has more effects than just, keeping things warm.
Did you read the whole story, though? So
I read a lot of it,
The contractor basically said, look, I apologize, here's the note.
Our insurance will cover it.
Yeah, our insurance... Reach out to the insurance company of my company, and they'll take care of it.
Right.
They did. Their insurance company's like, we're not covering that.
Right. Decline it all. So, yeah, that was, but now they're having issues getting the roof put back on their home. They've attempted to file a claim with the company's insurance company, but all have been denied, and they're now staring at a minimum $70,000 to have their roof put back together.
God damn.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
The thing is that isn't that the whole reason for the insurance company? You as a company have an insurance company for situations to where you caused a problem that didn't need to happen. This is kind of that problem. Sorry, insurance company. I know it sucks, but this is what you signed up for.
But they always have an out. Same with the insurance company. It's about literally just making money. Because people have to pay every month, right?
I get it.
And then when something comes up, they find that I have so much insurance on my house, it's ridiculous. So after all that crap with the hurricanes, like, you don't have flood insurance, you don't have hurricane insurance. Same event. So when I got my house covered, every insurance you have, I want. I don't care if it's goddamn T-Rex is brought back to life, stomps on my house insurance, give it to you.
That's right. That's it for your headlines with that. Mike Hawk is out.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it, guys. Enjoy the weekend. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be sunny. Get out there and have fun. We'll see you again on Monday. More Men's Room up next with the Men's Room Happy Hour.
Yes, indeed. It's all true. But in the meantime, well, we'll be all about this bitch for 180 seconds or so. So until then, please do what you do best for Aletha's sake. Stay beautiful.
Audience, wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
BECU. You've heard the name, seen the letters. But what does BECU stand for? Simply put, not-for-profit BECU stands for people. For charting your own path. For choosing what's right for members instead of what's profitable for someone else. Because they are the reason our credit union exists. So we do everything in our power to help them reach their financial goals. BECU. Power in people. All Pacific Northwest residents are eligible to join. Federally insured by NCUA.